Howard Stern's a pretty embarrassing person in today's day and age. He hasn't been culturally relevant since about, the early to mid 90s, okay? Kind of sold out mostly in the early 2000s, okay? And then he, went over to Sirius. I think it was 2005 or 2006. He signed that deal, went to irrelevancy, and cashed his chips, and then continues to make like 9 digits, okay, on all of his contracts. It's great work if you can get it, but you used to have a certain air of integrity about you, but now you just sit in your basement and complain. It's like, okay, the coop's not that bad, my guy. You can probably go out there and live your life, but no. It's just so much better to broadcast to 6 union workers and a whole bunch of house moms and complain about the orange man. What year is it? Oh, right, 2022. Trump hasn't been in office for like 2 years at this point, Stern. Like, come on now. They are morons, Robin. Boo-hoo. Howard Stern slams Trump supporters and claims America is a nation of nincompoops, but says he is somewhat of a Republican. What? Oh, my God. Okay, we've talked about Stern more than I've actually listened to Stern in the course of my channel being active. Okay, he only is relevant when he takes swipes at people who are more relevant than him. Okay, Joe Rogan, he went on a tirade of him being the conspiracy theorist. Did you hear Robin? He likes to eat horse paste. Boo! And then he'll take swipes at the right wing or conservatives. Dude, you live in New York, okay? You have a multi-million-dollar mansion in the Hamptons. You wouldn't ever have to commiserate with a conservative until your dying days, okay? Like, you've iced out people with opposing opinions a long fucking time ago at this point. You can just live a happy 6'8" Jewish life until you fucking die. Nobody will hassle you. But I guess you need things to talk about on your what's your schedule now? 3 days a week, 2 weeks a month, 6 months a year? Like, is that the schedule you're running on at this point? Again, it's good work if you can get it, but just try to come up with some fucking new material, my guy. Howard Stern has slammed Trump supporters as morons and claimed America is a nation of nincompoops in a blistering attack. However, he said he is somewhat of a Republican. Make that make sense. Stern, 68, said on his radio show on Tuesday that he's sick of people who buy into the former president Donald Trump's bullshit. Oh my God. Like, what do you mean? Is it some caricature of what Trump is actually talking about? I'd imagine. I mean, my God in heaven. I know he's in heaven because my people killed him. Boo! I feel like I'm in a nation of nincompoops. I'm hoping there's still some more brilliant, bright, vibrant people who love this country, Robin. Did you hear about these kids? They're on this platform, TikTok. It's very funny. Little short clips. You think I should do it, Robin? It'll be funny. He went on to say that he thinks Trump supporters are morons whose freedom has never been threatened. Oh, really? Because there's like a, bunch of people from January 6th, 2021 who are still behind bars that would like to know about the freedom being threatened. Just saying. Former America's Got Talent host, get that emphasis on the former, brought up his late immigrant father, Ben, who came to the U.S. for freedom. Oh, he recently passed, and that is sad, by the way. So condolences for that. No jokes, like, seriously. Sucks to lose a parent. I understand. Freedom is why people came to this country, and why so many people are willing now to walk away from freedom. What are you talking about? The multimillionaire said. Oof, Daily Mail, that's... if somebody put that in there purposefully, very cutting, very funny, but I don't really know. He said their freedoms have never really been threatened, and they have no idea what it would be like to live under a different type of system other than democracy. Bro, constitutional republic. You're twice my age. You should probably fucking know this shit. They don't get it. They're morons. They think somehow the world would be better under a guy like Trump. Well, the economy was. But again, you're the 0.001% of people, especially when it comes to income earners. When it comes to people with clout and status, because people still associate you with the long mop top, okay, the circular glasses. You took your entire style from Joey Ramone, but whatever. Now you just kind of look like somebody's old Jewish grandma. But even still, okay, you're somebody who transcended normality normality a long fucking time ago. And sure, you worked incredibly hard to get your position. That's totally fine, okay? You use the system to ascend. Sure, you stabbed some people in the back along the way. You continued to clown Don Imus until his dying fucking days. Somebody who was actually a Republican, but again, look at all the places that you've been before in your radio career. Detroit, a beacon of conservatism. Washington, D.C., okay? And then New York, where you were born, okay? You don't know what average people want. You cut them out of your audience a long fucking time ago. So, of course, it would seem absurd when everybody around you is telling you how absurd their perception of Donald Trump is. So you wouldn't know what normal people like anymore. You used to be a man of the people. Now you're just a man of elitist people. Oh well. He went on to say that he wish they would go live in Russia under that fucknut Putin. Oh my god, of course. Yeah, go live in a place where their economy's actually booming and that they're doing really good in contrast to the rest of the world. Yeah, that'd be terrible. For a year to learn what misery is actually like. You know, the wall fell in 1988, right? They aren't under communism anymore. Like, they actually have a democracy, and the people vote for Putin, by the way. Just saying, you know, don't listen to all the fucking propaganda that's out there that Putin reigns with an iron fist. No, it's just his political opposition. They're corrupt and shit. But hey, whatever. You go ahead and buy the mass media line on Russia and how terrible it is. That's fine. Overall, the self-branded normal conservative. Can you quantify that? Because I don't believe you. Suggested that most Americans are just dumb regardless of political affliction. The public is stupid. People are just dumb. You're not supposed to say that out loud. See, we have some common ground, I guess. A lot of people are like Cro-Magnon man, okay? They've crawled. You will never see a chart where a man is crawling out of the sea. Oh, no, you don't think people are dumb. You think that they're functionally retarded, okay? Like, there's that meme that's out there. Think of the dumbest person. No, think of the average person, then realize that 50% of them is dumber than that, okay? Like, yes, I understand that there are a ton of fucking dumb people. But most of the people, okay, and this is where the conservative take would come, and that's why I don't fucking believe you. Most conservatives think that a majority of people aren't dumb. They aren't malevolent. They're just misinformed. Your average rank and file liberal, leftist, whatever the fuck you want to call them at this point in time, they just believe that people are malevolent and stupid, okay? So that's why I don't think you're being completely honest, Howie. But take that as you may. He also suggests his former friends, supporters. Yeah, how many times was Donald Trump on the Howard Stern show? Just wondering. Okay. Yeah, his supporters don't even have half a brain since they're following a fucking fearless leader blindly. A leader, let's be honest, okay? Like, I'm a Trump supporter. I can't vote for him or anything like that because I wouldn't have voting rights even if I managed to flee this Soviet hellhole by the time 2024 rolls around, okay? But I believe I've postulated my positions on a multitude of topics several times over the course of this week, month, couple of years that I've had this channel open, and I've also researched topics long into the past before I even had a channel like this. But again, you have this very narrow perception of a certain Trump supporter that's out there. You think that it's that cartoon caricature that's out there, okay, the white guy with a beer gut with a Confederate belt buckle, okay, drinking a Bud Light and then just throwing the empty cans at a minority that walks by, okay? Nobody is actually fucking like that, okay? Most of the people outside of these little fucking liberal bubbles that are out there just fucking get along. Race, sex, gender, all of this fucking nonsensical shit up here at the top levels that you like to talk to and make your millions off of. Use it as show prep. Most people, when they hear these concepts, okay, your average person, your dumb person that's out there, they just listen to what you have to say, and it's like, is that real? Wow, that's stupid. My kid learning that in school? Maybe I should go take a look at that stuff. That's my interpretation of your average person that's out there. Not dumb, not stupid, not mean, not malevolent, just misinformed about what's actually going on out here. Without putting on your tinfoil hat and saying, well, actually, we have all of the secrets that's out here, and the government is out to get you, and they're just, I don't know, putting chemicals in the water that turn the frickin' frogs gay. It's actually worse than that turn the frogs trans, but whatever. Not everything's a big fucking conspiracy. Most things, okay, can be chalked down to inefficiency as opposed to malevolency. Anyways, let's finish this point up. He revealed he considered himself somewhat of a Republican, but a normal one. What does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? Stern has criticized the former president relentlessly since, 2015 or something like that. Whenever he came down the staircase, he went from being a regular on the Stern show to being, literally Cheeto Hitler Robin. The problem with most presidents is that they have too big of an agenda. The only agenda I would have is to make the country fair again. Oh my God. Life isn't fucking fair, my dude. Okay, if life was fair and you got your positions based on merit, not on tenure, you would have been off the air a long fucking time ago. So I don't believe this whole, I'm just a rank and file conservative, I'm somewhat Republican, I'm one of the normal ones that's out there. Because again, what does that even fucking mean at this point, okay? Radio host said that he would get rid of the Electoral College and add 5 more Supreme Court justices. Yeah, that sounds like an average Republican out there. That side of the aisle wants smaller government. You, on the other hand, just want to control the government, okay? But I don't know, because again, SiriusXM doesn't release any of their viewing figures that are out there, so who even knows who Stern's proselytizing to at this point? Probably a diminishing market of housewives anticipating The View coming on in the afternoon. Probably the same people who buy the propaganda that the president and mass media want to tell you about all this stuff. Now, I've talked about this speech in particular. September 1st was when Joe Biden delivered his battle for the soul of America behind red lights with Marines flanked on either side in the dark, where he just yelled about Trump for 20 minutes before he shuffled off stage. Okay, everybody within earshot could hear he was supposed to be the unity president, and that is completely and totally not unifying. What the fuck that old man just muttered out of his fucking old yap. But you take a look at the response. They believe that, but then they also believe the words and how it made them feel. I don't get this. I really don't fucking get it. Tactic worked, I guess. A majority of Americans believe Trump's MAGA movement is a threat to democracy. What does that even mean? New poll suggests after Biden's divisive soul of the nation speech. Okay, but again, if we parse out all of the fucking language and the different numbers that are associated with this poll, I don't really know how far we can go with it, but I've seen it, so we might as well talk about it. A majority of Americans believe Donald Trump's Make America Great Again movement is a threat to U.S. democracy. A new poll suggests on Thursday. Yes, a majority of Americans. How many people were polled, by the way? A 2-day Reuters Ipsos poll, which is, again, left skewing at best, but okay. On Tuesday and Wednesday of this week shows that U.S. voters are as divided as ever, and that both Trump and President Joe Biden's efforts to connect them, with them, are falling short. Not really, just the Reuters Ipsos pool of people. Anyways, it comes more than a week after Biden angered members of the GOP by attacking MAGA Republicans. He has been, throughout the course of this year, really. Remember when he branded Trump the MAGA king, or everybody who supports him is ultra MAGA, and can't really point to anything outside of the January 6th picnic as anything that they've done specifically. All right, Charlottesville every once in a while. Joe Biden in a moment of lucidity. One of his very few mention bright spots. Remember those kids in those oddly clear photos that don't look posed for holding a tiki torch? They got the vein coming out of their neck. It's like, yeah, cool. One photograph that you've seen down there. Cool. Now, how many fists do you see up in the air with or without a Molotov cocktail getting thrown at a federal courthouse building? Like, okay. You don't want to do that, though. Don't want to call out political violence on that side of the aisle. No. You just want to overblow something else on the other side. Okay, I understand. It's all politics, right? 58% of respondents said the ex-president's MAGA movement is threatening democracy, indicating they agree with Biden's warnings. But then get this one. However, slightly more U.S. voters, 59%, indicated that Biden's Philadelphia speech was divisive for the country. So, okay, the propaganda that Biden was saying is very divisive. But then at the same time, we believe the divisive man. Like, people are just, maybe Stern was right. People maybe just are stupid. The anti-MAGA majority sentiment is chiefly driven by Democrats, though not insignificant 25% share of Republicans said the same. Okay, cool. So you want to talk about oversampling on this one? Like, fuck off. That's why I said we got to take a look at the numbers. Okay, Democrats like Democrats and Republicans like Republicans. Ooh, cool. More news at 11. Biden lashed out his predecessor, whose name he has so far rarely uttered, except for that speech and the fact that the election is coming out and all of Donald Trump's endorsements are doing extremely well with legitimately over a hundred plus of his endorsements have won their primaries and are going to the general election, whereas a handful fell to the side outside of weird fucking ranked choice voting, which I don't understand at all. Here, take a look at all of these different candidates that are on here. You got a couple of Republicans and you got one Democrat, and yeah, definitely aren't pulling together all the Republican votes that may be having a runoff off the back of that. No, just enough Democrats show up, okay? If you have 5 Democrats show up and you have 5 Republicans show up, but you have 4 or 5 different R's on a ballot and 1 D that's on the ballot, guess who's going to end up winning that election? Take a look at what happened in Alaska for proof of concept on that one. We got more numbers to parse through on this one. Okay, so we already got all that stuff, and there's Joe shimmying and shaking even more than his hand sign language translator does. Okay, is Trump's MAGA movement a threat to America's democratic foundations? Nicely worded question that you have there. Is Donald Trump going to literally throw over the United States government? 58% of respondents said yes, but was Joe Biden's soul of the nation speech divisive? Most of the people were like, what the fuck are you talking about? We didn't listen to that, and most of the mainstream media kind of ignored its existence, but more people said yes, it was divisive. So are these people congruent with their actions at all? Weird. And while Biden has experienced a boost in support in recent weeks, really, chiefly driven by higher ratings among Democrats. Yeah, imagine that. An election's coming out and they're galvanizing around their party of choice. I'm shocked. Thursday survey suggests he's failed to make any significant gains. That's amazing. His job approval rating was 39%. 30-fucking-9%. Reuters noted that it's not far from some of Trump's lowest points, but we're at the exact same time where we're talking about. And again, this is Reuters and Ipsos, okay? It consistently skews fairly heavily Democrat. We can actually go to Real Clear Politics because there'll be an aggregator on this one. I just want to see, just for posterity's sake, but to just break down the rest of this. They surveyed 1,003 people, and you take a look at another skewed poll, Yahoo News, YouGov, the next presidential race. Were to take place today, 48% of people told YouGov that they would want Biden back compared to 42% who chose his predecessor. Take that into the 39% approval rating. I got questions because those aren't numbers that I've seen anywhere else outside of YouGov and Reuters. Here we go, baby. So, okay, Economist YouGov, they have Joe Biden's favorability rating. Okay, so 47% of people find him favorable, 50% unfavorable for a spread of 3. Quinnipiac, which is another one who just kind of throw a dart at a fucking wall, has Biden underwater by 12 points. So again, oof, take that as you will. New York Times, this is back from July though, so they have him 19 points. No, I didn't stutter. No, I didn't stammer over that one. 19 points underwater, 39% favorability, 58% unfavorability. You want to aggregate all of that shit together. Joe Biden is underwater. Conter under 11 fucking points, 42% favorability rating. You can take a look at all of the old historical footage and throughout his presidency, okay, going all the way fucking back, like outside of a couple of times where he was breaking even. Oh, there's one Economist YouGov poll from what is that, March of this year? What catastrophe was going on? They have him at a +1. Cool, great. We got Trump's favorability rankings, and I want to see where that ends up just lining up because they have the aggregator right here. So again, Trump way back when he was campaigning and stuff. So again, when the election took place, that was right there. 21% unfavorability, and then wasn't sworn in until, when was that, the 20th? Okay. So he started 8 points underwater. And when exactly did things get like super dire where Biden was close? Okay, so again, we're just kind of cool. So outside of impeachment time, or impeachment trial, yeah, that's when that was. Okay. Shit truly doesn't track because Trump was always consistently in the low to mid 40s, which is, you know, take these polls with a bucket of salt. But even if we're to go somewhere close to today's date, okay, 2 years to the dot comparing Trump to Biden. We could take a look at a bunch of other metrics, okay? But you want to compare numbers to numbers? Trump's got a beat right there, 41.8. to Joe Biden's 39. Congratulations, Joe. You got just another thing that you couldn't beat Trump at. But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.